Hello, everybody, and welcome back to one more merry day. Now, this week is Christmas.
I thought you said we had to talk loud.
Christmas.
No one's gonna ever hear what you said.
Christmas. They can hear it. Anyways, we are both sick. Now I'm losing my voice, which is really unfortunate. But Addi still has a voice.
I do, but I sound a little congested, and I still have a cough.
Nerd. Anyways, so this week we'd like to do something a little special for the season. And we're going to talk about Christmas as a whole. We will be going through several different topics, I guess. Is it?
Yeah. Christmas.
Discussion points.
Yeah.
So yeah. First thing. Our favorite and our least favorite part about Christmas. You want to go first?
Yeah. I'm gonna just start with least favorite. Then we can get our negatives out of the way. Okay, so I don't want to say that the gifts are my least favorite. It's just finding gifts that...
You don't like giving gifts.
Which is not... Okay, that sounds worse than it is. I have a really hard time giving gifts because I feel like it has to be something that I know they will use. I know that's personal to them and isn't just like a soap and bath bomb kit for a girl, because that's like the easiest gift you can give to a woman. And like,
What if they want a soap and bath bomb kit?
well, like I would take that now and be super happy. Like now, as a mother that would love alone time and like a spa, kind of like a personal spa day in a bath or whatever, I would love that. But like as a teenager, I loathed those gifts. So but that's beside the point. I have a really hard time giving gifts because I want them to be more than maybe I can make them. And I also don't like receiving gifts. Like, Connor loves giving gifts. And I'm like, Connor, stop spending money on me, and that will be my gift. So it's just...
Yeah, I'm pretty much married to Scrooge.
And I never know what I want.
I walk in,
I
and
am
she's
not
like, Bob
a
Cratchit!
Scrooge. I have
How
a hard
many
time
lumps
with
of coal
gifts.
did you use today?
And it's not just Christmas gifts. It's birthday, it's anniversary, it's Father's Day, it's Valentine's Day.
You're like Uber Grinch.
Oh my gosh, really?
I'm trying to make it lighthearted and fun.
But
Everyone
I
loves
do
to-
have to admit, when I find a gift that I feel has reached the potential that I want it to, I love giving it to the person and seeing their face light up. Because a lot of the times when you have Secret Santas and stuff like that, if someone doesn't care about the whole exchange that much, they won't go as in depth. Like, maybe they'll just get you a gift card or a generic,
Or a bunch of Asian treats and snacks, even though you
or a
hate Asian
binder, or a unicorn statue head.
food. That was apparently one half of a bookend.
Yeah. You get something crappy, but when you really care and give they almost unexpect something that personal and special to them.
See, and that's why every time I get a Secret Santa, I find out their blood type and I find out their most probable organ to fail. And then you go find a homeless guy, maybe someone who's corrupt, take that organ. What's more personal than that?
Oh my gosh. That has never happened and never will happen.
No, you just haven't been my Secret Santa.
But I do love...
What was that?
I do have to admit, when I do find a gift that I think has met the standards of my own brain to someone, I love giving it to them and seeing their eyes light up. That someone has thought about them deeper than like a normal Secret Santa sometimes does.
That's fair.
Which one of your least favorite things about Christmas? I guess the holidays.
My least favorite thing, and it's going to sound really stupid, and I get why it's done and why it's used. It has a valid point. but I hate the phrase Happy Holidays. Because I feel like it takes Christ out of Christmas. And it just lumps all of it. It's like, oh, take your holidays and have a good day.
I mean,
but
okay,
I understand. Let me finish my point. I understand.
You interrupted mine with organs, so shut up. Go.
I understand that it's used because it's a lot quicker to say that than have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. So I understand why it's used. Oh, that's not
even the reason that I was thinking. I thought, in my mind, it was because you don't know who celebrates Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or Christmas. And people get really offended these days.
Well, that's their problem. If I tell you Merry Christmas and you celebrate Hanukkah and you tell me Happy Hanukkah, I will feel elated. I will be happy that you wished me a happy day, a happy celebration.
Some people are like, I don't celebrate Christmas.
Well, some people are stupid.
I know. But that's another reason people use Happy Holidays. And especially these days, like companies and businesses don't put Merry Christmas on their doors because they don't know who's going to walk in and be offended by it. Which is really stupid. Like, earlier today, I walked by our neighbor and she said Happy Holidays and I said Merry Christmas back. Mm-hmm. So.
But that's something that bothers me. Is it's the world trying to take Christ out of Christmas slowly. But that's mine. There's not a lot to it. Not too deep.
I guess another small one of mine is, and this is pretty widely known, and like a lot of people think this way, is just how itemistic the holiday is.
Commercial.
Yeah, commercial and like
materialistic.
Materialistic the holiday has become. Like, Connor loves giving gifts, and I love that he does, but I would rather just...
If I could make things for people, I would.
I know. I would have rather spent the money for me on, like, Toby, or an experience for me.
Well, we did spend a lot of money on Toby.
We did.
Multiple times we were like,
we need to stop.
No more.
And then we bought something like the next day or whatever.
He's just too darn cute.
I know. And he's our only child this year. And actually next year we probably won't have a kid, or it'll be like so little that it won't even understand. But like, when you have an only child, you gotta spoil them for Christmas for the couple years that you have them. Mm-hmm.
And then they
until you're broke and you can't afford a bigger Christmas for two kids like that.
Yeah.
So.
Sorry, middle kids and other children who aren't the first.
Right.
The first and the babies of the family. Because by the time it gets to the babies, all the other kids have like left, or they're not really needing that much. So the baby gets all the money spent on them.
It's true. But, okay. Do you have another least favorite you want to talk about, or should we just move to favorites?
No, that's pretty much it. It's people being stupid.
So, I guess the past few years, like, I've always loved Christmas. Like, I love Christmas. But, you know, Halloween has kind of always been my favorite holiday. I love Halloween. I love fall. I love pumpkins. I love it all. But this year, with Toby a little bit older, and I don't know, maybe I just needed the Christmas spirit. Like, as soon as Halloween was over, I decorated for Christmas. I was like, I am not waiting this year. I need it now. I decorated fast. It's just the feeling of having Christmas around me.
Yeah, I know. That's how I typically was.
You know, this year you've kind of been a Scrooge.
I've been a Scrooge.
Until the magical dinner, and then
for the last couple of years, every time I want to do Christmas, I'd be like, no, you must wait until we carve the turkey and eat the stuffing.
I know, I'm sorry.
You killed Christmas.
I mean, when you have a kid, it's just, the magic of Christmas is just re-entered into your life from when you were, like a teenager. It's still fun, but the magic of Christmas has kind of dwindled a little bit, and then you're single, and there's not much you can do, and then even as just a newly married couple without kids, like, it's still fun, but just the magic of the wonder and the fun just isn't there as much. But now that Toby understands it more, like when we went to the Christmas Village tonight, like he just loved it. Once I started letting him walk around and go see the lights himself, he was just...
I just wish it wasn't so
had so much wonder and
I would have walked
love
him around
for
the
it.
entire thing again. It was just, I didn't want him to... He got knocked over a couple times.
I know. Some kids just like rushed by and pushed him over. And I know. It was really busy, but...
That was crazy.
It's just... My favorite thing is just having... Especially, having the wonder back into it. With having a kid.
My favorite is probably all the associations you make with Christmas throughout your life. Like Christmas songs, caroling, hot cocoa, snowmen, Santa, obviously getting presents, stockings, Christmas traditions. For most years of my life, I'm very Christmas minded all year long and listen to Christmas music all year long. This year has been weird. I haven't... this past week I've actually started listening to it more than like I used to. But another big thing that I like is I do like giving gifts. I love kind of what you're... Because I feel like I'm an amazing gift giver. I know exactly what that person would love and be like, bam. I love it. Except for you. You're really hard to buy stuff for.
I know. And that's one of the reasons the idea of gifts is so hard. Is because it's for myself... I have a really hard time because I never know what I want, because I am such a practical person that I have to be able to use that gift. I want to be able to use it very often and have a place for it, and so I'm really hard to give gifts for.
Yeah.
And I ask for things like vacuums.
Or soap. Or a broom.
I didn't ask for a broom, but let's see, what else have I asked for? Last year I got like bins for the kitchen to like store our pasta and cereal.
Bins.
Storage bins. That's what I asked for Christmas. That's what I got.
Yeah, she's very exciting.
And I loved it. I was so excited. It was like as an adult, you don't really get toys that you get to go play with. But like, I got that joy out of that because I got to go and and organize my kitchen and fill them up and label them. Like, I got the joy of like almost having a toy.
Yeah. But yeah. It's my favorite and your favorite.
Yeah.
We did our favorites. Now, what are some of your past Christmas traditions?
Okay.
That you hold near and dear.
We're going to just go at this. So, throughout the month, throughout the month of December, I don't remember a whole lot. Like, every year it changed from year to year. Some years we made cookies. Some years we did gingerbread houses. Some years we went sledding. We went and saw lights most of the time at one place or another. But the traditions that stuck in my mind, the very first one is the day after Thanksgiving. My entire family, all the way up to like my second cousins and great aunts, would go and see the movie that was released the day after Thanksgiving. There was always a cartoon released. And then we would go to the Willard Lights, the Christmas Willard Lights. That was the very first tradition that would happen. And then I don't remember a whole lot up until Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve, as a kid, we would always get together at my Aunt Nikki's house. When we got a little bigger, we had to change locations, the fire department, the senior center, whatever. But it was always at my Aunt Nikki's house when I was little. And we would go, and it would be the big family again, like my extended like cousins and aunts and uncles. And we would do our Secret Santa, we would play a bunch of games, there would be tons of food, kind of like a Super Bowl spread kind of meal. And then I don't remember if it was before or after the Secret Santas all of the kids would open our pajamas, and there was a lot of kids, and then it was just like the best feeling for all of us to open our pajamas and then just like all just be in our Christmas pajamas. And then my dad was on the fire department, so we were able to listen to Dispatch Follow Santa, because like if you have access to Dispatch and like the 911, I guess not 911, but whatever, they follow Santa and announce it on there. And I think you can just like download apps to listen to it or just Google it and you can actually find that. And then we would go home pretty late and we would make sure the cookies were set out for Santa, and then we'd go to bed. And then the next morning we would wake up, and when I was super little, all of the kids slept upstairs. Things changed, but we could not come down those stairs. We could not come down those stairs until my mom and dad were ready to take pictures of us. And we would have to line up from youngest to oldest, and then it would be like a big reveal. We'd walk down and, open our presents, and then the next big tradition that was one of my favorites in the whole world was we went to my Nana's for breakfast, and she made us German pancakes with strawberry toppings. And still my favorite thing ever is just lives change, and
Yeah.
And then the same thing would happen at my Nana's. We'd have to line up youngest to oldest, and we would all walk into her living room, and we would get to open stuff from Santa again. We all had a stocking there from Santa. So Santa left us 2 stockings on Christmas that we got to open.
You gotta have one for each foot, right?
Oh my gosh. And then we would do our secret Santas at my Nana's house, and she would always get everyone a big gift. And the past few years, a couple years, it was a huge trip to Cherry Hill, and then the past few years it's been a huge trip to Boondocks, and then that night we would come back to my Nana's and have Christmas dinner. But it was very focused on, I guess, family for sure, but also extended family. Like, I spent a lot of time with my second cousins and my great aunts and their kids and all of that. But the family's just gotten bigger and it's dwindled away, and new traditions have bloomed. But that was my Christmas as a kid.
I like it. We would go to Christmas Village up in Ogden. We would go sing Christmas carols. We would make candies and cookies and fudge and brownies and take them out to people in our ward and in our neighborhood. I remember we also my mom would have a day where she just made a bunch of sugar cookies, and we would have our friends come over and we would have like a sugar cookie decorating party.
Oh, that's...
And then my parents had like a Santa Claus book that was really, really cool, and I would read it all year long, and I read it a lot during the Christmas season. And we would have like a nightly devotional, I think, pretty sure. Sounds familiar. Sounds like we did that. But we would also all decorate the tree together. And then after the tree was decorated, we would watch a Christmas movie, usually A Christmas Story, with good old Ralphie.
Yeah, we didn't usually watch... Honestly, we didn't watch Christmas movies on Christmas Eve, because we were just kind of celebrating and playing games and stuff. I just realized that. We didn't watch movies too often.
Which is ironic, because that was one of our biggest things is we would all go downstairs and we'd all sleep together downstairs Christmas Eve. We would get a bunch of snacks, and then typically we would get like a new movie that we would watch Christmas Eve all together. And then in the morning, we'd wake up early. At the top of the stairs were our stockings. And we had like a door to our downstairs. So we would get our stockings, and then we would just like knock on the door. Like, how do we
Wait, so you opened your stockings like before your parents even woke up? Huh. Well, I guess so.
Well, you couldn't go up there until it was time.
Oh,
6
so
a.m. was the...
our stockings were always set up on the couch, and it was a presentation. Like, it was like that was the thing on Christmas was our stockings.
I see. Santa
And
was just more...
Our big present from Santa, like the big thing that we asked for, would be with our stockings. So our stockings were the big thing from Santa, and every single little thing in our stocking was wrapped. Every single little thing. And that was one of my favorite things. And I might do that well, I don't know if that'll happen or not. I guess we'll just have to see.
Well, good thing you don't have to worry about it. Just have to see if Santa will do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then we'd go and open presents. My dad would hand out the presents, which was always really neat. But so we couldn't go through our stockings. We could grab them and hold them and just kind of like peek around. But you couldn't go through your stocking until my parents opened the door and let us into the
That would
living
be
room.
so taunting. I would hate that. I hated it enough just waiting on the other side of upstairs to be brought down, but having to hold it and not be able to open it.
Well, see, like, if I woke up at like 5:30, I could go look up the stairs and I could see the stockings there. But nay, could I go up there? Nay, I say. What else did I do? I did a lot as a child. We would usually go see lights. If it wasn't at Christmas Village, we'd go to like the super expensive and fancy towns around and go see lights there
like
and stuff.
the rich neighborhoods.
But I remember caroling. I miss caroling. Caroling was fun.
Did you guys have like a Christmas breakfast or Christmas dinner or anything or was it just...
I mean, Christmas Eve, we had a decent dinner, but the main thing we did on Christmas Eve is all the kids, we would get just a crap ton of snacks and we would just eat.
No, like Christmas Day Eve. Like...
Oh.
Christmas dinner. Like...
Yeah, we had a Christmas dinner.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't too there.
Oh, you were talking about opening presents on Christmas, so that was...
I didn't get to the next part.
Sorry. You got your stockings. Your dad passed out presents. I want to hear what happens next. You've never told me the extent of this.
It's because you always want to tell me what it was. Anyways, we
I was asking questions.
Do you want me to say it?
Go.
Then we would just play with our toys or our presents and stuff, and typically we'd go take a nap. Because we were like up all night and then up early. And then we would have
when did you wake up again?
6 a.m.
We woke up
usually
7 to 8ish, honestly.
It was me like waking up. Guys, it's 6 a.m. We gotta go. It's game time.
I think we woke up from 7 to 8 normally.
That's what my parents and my siblings probably would have liked.
That's just how it was. And then we usually got done doing our presents and enjoying our presents at around 10, and then we'd go to my Nana's and have breakfast.
Did she have any bananas?
Sometimes. Okay, sorry. You open your presents, play with them, take a nap.
And then I said we had Christmas dinner.
I feel like I wouldn't be able to nap on Christmas.
Oh, also, at some point in December, we would go to my uncle's house for a huge Christmas party.
Oh, yeah, I went to it once with you.
Hold every year. And we'd go sleigh riding and go see a bunch of reindeer
We didn't
and
do
caribou.
that the year I went,
Cool.
but I did go to that once with you. I was so awkward because I was just dating you. I wasn't.
One time we got in an accident and our car fell off the side of the road and just sunk into the snow. Ooh. And it kept going.
I'm sure your Christmas was amazing, but I loved being able to have, I guess, the wonder of the traditions carried out through the whole day. Because once we were done opening our presents, we got to go open more. And then later that night, we got to go back to my Nana's and show off our presents to all of our cousins.
That just seems like a lot of back and forth. And I guess
we lived less than a mile away from my Nana. That was the thing, though. Like, that's why it wasn't that big of a deal. Oh, and my grandma and Grandpa Johnson would always come over Christmas morning and watch us open our presents. Because we were the closest grandchildren to them. So they would just come and they would watch us open our presents from Santa and stuff.
We would also go to my grandma and grandpa's at some point in December.
Oh, yeah.
And decorate the tree and have a little party.
Yeah. And the the devotional at your grandpa's. I was actually a part of that for a few years. That was one thing that I actually did experience with you. And you experienced breakfast at my Nana's a couple times, but it's just, we live so far away and we've got our own family, and I guess this is a good transition into what we're trying to do now.
Yeah.
What we want to do now. But I think we should start, like, back after Thanksgiving, because we wanted to have the tradition of going to the light parade in Ogden and then going to the Christmas Village, but obviously we don't live in Ogden anymore. But there was a light parade here in Pocatello. I think the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it was pretty soon after.
Yeah. I think it was Friday, actually. Yeah, it was that Friday after Thanksgiving. So the day after Thanksgiving. So we want to try to make that a tradition, going to that light parade. And we went to dinner before it, and we thought it would be fun to go to dinner before the light parade and then go to the light parade.
Mm-hmm. And that was a lot of fun this year. He enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. He did. It was his... So I know Santa was just in the fire truck, but that was kind of his first interaction with Santa. So...
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
He's going to go sit on Santa's lap Tuesday.
Yeah, there's a house here in Pocatello that Santa goes and visits with, I think Frosty and Rudolph will be there too. It'll be fun. We're excited to get pictures and everything with Santa. I don't want to say all of this, so if you want to chime in, just...
Sorry, I don't have much of a voice, and I'm actually kind of getting nauseous.
It's true. Okay. I can do this. If you have some that chime in with our current traditions, then you can. But throughout December, there's a few things that we want to try to do, I guess for Halloween and Christmas, we like doing decorating sugar cookies and then taking those goodies out to neighbors and stuff. Mm-hmm. We've been doing that actually since
when we were dating.
Yeah, because I did it at your house once. You did it at my house once. We did it in college. Actually, that's what we were doing, and Connor got the prompting to propose to me was Halloween cookies. But and then obviously gingerbread houses. Gotta do that.
Oh yeah, we would do gingerbread houses in our tradition. I was forgetting something.
And then when our kids get older, depending on weather and everything, I'd like to go sledding before Christmas and stuff. I don't know if that'll happen this year just because we've been sick and we can't be out in the cold very long, or else it'll make our sickness flare up really bad. But that's something I'd like, weather permitting and everything. I'd like to go sledding before Christmas if possible in the future. But, and then we're going to try to make it down to the Christmas Village every year. We just went...
Well, something else we were going to do is we were going to wrap all of our Christmas movies and put them in the Christmas tree.
Yeah, and then pick one out, kind of. Oh, sorry.
But yeah, and then our kids can pick one out each night and we'll watch a Christmas movie.
Yeah. We have got to watch a lot this next week. Yeah. We are way behind on our Christmas movies. I mean, if we miss a couple this year, then we'll just maybe pick and choose, because this next week obviously is going to be kind of crazy. But we're watching Polar Express Christmas Eve because we may or may not have opened our Christmas movie early and watched it.
Well, what other movies do we have? We have A Christmas Story, Christmas with the Cranks.
Home Alone, Polar Express,
and Christmas Vacation.
the Grinch with
Jim Carrey.
The live action Grinch. But I mean that's still a lot to watch in 1 week, especially because
we watched the other 2 Grinch movies, so
I'm not too worried about Grinch. And Polar Express is going to be on Christmas Eve.
Story and National Lampoons are 2.
We could watch something Christmas Day too.
Yeah.
We could maybe watch Christmas Story Christmas Day or something.
We can do that.
Or yeah, we'll watch something Christmas Day because we're gonna we'll get there in a minute. But so our Christmas Eve traditions that I think we're gonna try to do as often as we can, but it always depends on weather and situational. But we're gonna try to head down to my parents' Christmas Eve, go and play games and do our little Secret Santa and Christmas pajamas. Oh, we missed one that we can, that Shemaine gave us the idea for, especially when your kids get older, is like usually you open your Christmas pajamas Christmas Eve, which is all fine and dandy for teenagers and grown-ups, but little kids, they grow out of them by the next year, most likely. And then they only get to wear them like one night with like having the Christmas wonder of them. So she gave us the idea of opening them like December 1st. So then your kids can wear their Christmas pajamas all month. And then on Christmas Eve, they won't get pajamas, but they'll be able to open like a book and the movie and have some candy in them, in those things. And we've yet to think about a few more things to add to like the Christmas Eve box or whatever. Just because we're not super doing it this year, just because Toby's so little. He'll still open a book, and we're still going to come and watch Polar Express with some popcorn, but yeah, we want to start doing that with a Christmas Eve box and opening the pajamas early, and then you still wear them Christmas Eve. But so we'll go to my parents and just do pretty much the Secret Santa, play a bunch of games, have kind of a Super Bowl spread kind of thing, because that's a tradition that'll probably still happen there. And then we're going to come home and watch Polar Express and have some snacks and get Toby into bed on time. Like, I know usually kids stay up late, but this year at least we're going to get him to bed on time so that he will wake up early, because me and Connor want to wake up early. Like, Santa came, and exactly. I know Toby doesn't understand it yet, but I know that when he sees the living room, he is gonna be really excited.
Yeah, he's gonna freak out.
Because we haven't had one Christmas present under the tree. Usually my family puts, like, the Secret Santas that we have to give out at certain parties and stuff. Usually those will go under the tree at our house. So we'll have odds and ends Christmas presents. That's all we would have under
our tree as well.
Yeah. So we have a few presents under our tree, but this year we've had none because Toby will destroy them. So I know he is going to be stoked. But Christmas morning, we're going to wake up. Toby will probably wake us up around 7 unless we want to.
We'll wake up as soon as he wakes up, I figure.
Yeah, unless he sleeps in really late, then I might just wake up and wake him up, because I don't want to.
Okay.
I don't want to wake up much later than like 8-ish for sure.
Well, another Christmas tradition we have is every Christmas morning we go to a diner in our pajamas and leave like a $20 or $30 tip and a big thing of candy for.
Yeah, I'm excited. So usually we'll.
Because it sucks to work on Christmas, but if we can go,
so they're gonna have to work whether we're there or not.
Make it better for them.
We might as well go and give them a huge tip and a bunch of candy and make their morning. Like, that's kind of our thought. Like, I know a lot of people are like, why would you go do anything like that on Christmas? But they have to work anyways. Denny's and IHOP are going to be open anyways. So we might as well go and make their morning. Yep. So after we open presents and everything at our house, then that's what we're going to do, and we're going to go in our Christmas pajamas, even though they're going to be kind of chilly this year. They're like silk pajamas, so it's going to get really cold when we walk out the door. at least this year, and we're going to try to do it as much as we can right after we're done with breakfast at... Usually we go to IHOP, but the IHOP here in Pocatello is literally the worst restaurant like I've ever been to. Like, it sucks so bad. So we're going to Denny's this year. But after we're done, we are actually going to head down to Connor's parents' house, spend a couple hours there just hanging out, having fun. We'll give them their present from us, and then once we're done having fun there and Toby's tired, we'll drive home, let him nap in the car, and then we'll come home and he can play with his toys, and we'll watch one of our Christmas movies that we didn't get to. I'm going to put a little bit of a Christmas dinner together. We bought a turkey breast for Thanksgiving, but then we ended up going to my parents for Thanksgiving, so we have that left over that I'm going to make a Christmas dinner out of, and we might be inviting our neighbor this year, just because she's going to be alone for Christmas, and that makes me sad. And at least this year, I don't know how the future's going to go, but we get a second Christmas the day after Christmas, because my Nana's family still does the whole stocking thing, and she's still going to put out stockings for me and Connor and Toby and all of the family. So we're going down after church the day after Christmas to get stuff from Santa again.
Yeah.
And exchange more presents. So the wonder of Christmas isn't over on Christmas for us, which is cool.
That's pretty cool.
And usually the past couple years we've gone to Boondocks, but this year, just with the age of Toby, us being a little bit sick, and it being like 3 hours away, we've opted out this year just because it's just not super... Sorry. It doesn't work for us this year, so...
Yeah.
But I think that covers most of our Christmas traditions that we want to try to do, like, with our kids and in the future, and what we're doing, what we've kind of already started now, so, yeah.
Well, how do you keep the Christmas spirit, so to say, alive throughout the year?
We were actually, I was going to mention this in our Christmas traditions, because they kind of overlapped a little bit. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, guys. I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit from talking so much. Oh, maybe that'll be better. But we always grab angel trees.
Yes.
And this year we did 3 of them. Mm-hmm. But we love grabbing the angel trees and trying to give as much to other people as possible. And Connor wants to start maybe putting gift bags together and meals together for the homeless or needy or whatever. And
deliver them Christmas night.
Yeah,
Christmas
something
dinner.
like that, yeah. We try to just be kind and share joy, and once again, get... I know this is kind of bringing it back to, gifts, and I don't like to do that a whole lot with Christmas because there's a bigger meaning to Christmas, but bringing joy, true joy to other people through the gifts we give them, because we're going to give them gifts, and we might as well try to spread the Christmas spirit when we do that. So we try to get gifts that are super personalized and that will bring a smile to their face and make them super happy.
Yeah. That, and it's also a lot about charity and stuff.
Yeah.
Trying to be charitable. Mm-hmm. Wherever we can. Listen to Christmas music in July. All that fun stuff.
And then obviously we try to keep the spirit into it and remember the true meaning of Christmas. And
it's true.
And
that kind of covers what we were going to talk about next, which was what it means to us.
Yeah.
And I feel like we kind of overlap.
Just being charitable and kind and try to keep Christ and the Spirit in our home during Christmas, and all the time too, but trying to truly remember why we celebrate Christmas, and it's not just season. So I was reading through the Santa Claus book a little bit, and honestly, even the Santa Claus movie, the old-fashioned one, it shows kind of how Santa was charitable and how he gave to children, and that's kind of how Christmas, quote unquote, started. But like, and a lot of people are like, oh, I love that, but at the same time, that's not how Christmas started. Like, there's a star on top of our tree to represent the star above the manger that led the wise men and the shepherd and everything. And we give gifts because the wise men gave Jesus gifts, and they were charitable, and we try to be charitable and Christ-like to others. Like, there's other meanings to how we celebrate Christmas. And, like, Santa is kind of just...
Santa's just trying to be as Christ-like as he can be.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest and say I don't know how things got connected, but they did, and I love Christmas, and Santa's amazing. He's charitable. He brings joy to kids, and he makes, I guess... he makes Christmas a little bit more of an event and something more to celebrate, and I guess draws our attention to the holiday more to be able to celebrate Christ more. It's kind of the same with the Easter Bunny and Easter. Like, you don't really know where things... Well, I guess the Easter Bunny, like, you create, like, new beginnings, spring, whatever. But, like, those icons just kind of bring more attention to the holiday to where you can celebrate Christ more and, you know. It makes you wonder what Christmas would be like if there wasn't Santa. Because I'm sure we would still celebrate it because... it's celebrating Christ's birth, not Santa. So, but it makes you wonder how things would be different and if it would be as big.
Well, one of my favorite pictures that I have is actually Santa and one of his reindeer kneeling at the manger.
Oh, that's cool. You'll have to show that to me.
I had it on my Facebook years ago.
That's awesome. But it's kind of cool to think about, like, I guess how Santa is connected to the Christ part of Christmas. But, and I mean, I guess another thing is, I guess Santa, could quote unquote represent Jesus because he's bringing, like, Jesus brought, like, salvation and everything to the world. Santa's bringing gifts to the world and joy to the world kind of thing. So, I mean, they go hand in hand.
I feel like they're tight.
They're probably best buds.
I could see it. But we hope you all enjoyed and brought back some good memories. Hope you were able to experience the Christmas spirit a little bit while we were talking. We'd like to close this podcast with a reading of Luke chapter 2. Now, each one of the... they're not testimonies, what do they call it? I guess the books of the... Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John is what I'm trying to say. They each have a recollection of the birth of Christ. I believe Luke's is the most complete. So we're going to read this.
Do you want me to read it? I know your voice is kind of...
I'd like to do as much as I can.
Okay.
You covered most of the episode, so I find it only fair.
I know how you feel. Last week's episode was really rough
nauseous,
for me.
And I don't know why, but I'm really nauseous. Anyways.
Try to do it as much as you can. If you can't continue, then I can read the rest.
And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And this taxing was first made when Cyrenius was governor of Syria. And all went to be taxed, every one into his own city. And Joseph also went up from Galilee, out of the city of Nazareth, into Judea, unto the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David, to be taxed with Mary his espoused wife, being great with child. And so it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished, that she should be delivered. And she brought forth her firstborn, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there were no room for them in the inn. And there were, in the same country, shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flocks by night. And lo, an angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were sore afraid. And the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Saviour, which is Christ the Lord. And this shall be a sign unto you. Ye shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. And suddenly there was with the angel there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host, praising God and saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill toward men. Sorry, my throat was getting a little dried out. And it came to pass, as the angels were gone away from them into heaven, the shepherds said one to another, Let us now go, even unto Bethlehem, and see this thing which is come to pass, which the Lord hath made known unto us. And they came with haste, and found Mary and Joseph, and the babe lying in a manger. And when they had seen it, they made known abroad the saying which was told them concerning this child. And all they that heard it wondered at those things which were told them by the shepherds. But Mary kept all these things, and pondered them in her heart. And the shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all the things that they had heard and seen, as it was told unto them. We hope you all have a very Merry Christmas. And we hope you're able to keep the true meaning of Christmas with you and your families.